Chosen one, they all laughed at you when you dared to dream beyond their limitations, mocked your vision when you spoke of greatness, and dismissed your calling as delusion. But now you're passing every single one of them up with such supernatural speed that their laughter has turned to shock, their mockery has become silence, and their dismissal has transformed into desperate attempts to understand how someone they counted out is now counting millions while they're counting losses. Right now, at this very moment, there are people who cannot sleep because of your success. They're tossing and turning, scrolling through their phones at 3 in the morning, watching your life unfold like a movie they never wanted to see. These are the same individuals who sat around kitchen tables plotting your downfall, who formed group chats dedicated to discussing your failures, who made bets on how long it would take before you came crawling back to their mediocre existence. But here's the first revelation that's going to blow your mind. Their depression isn't just about jealousy, it's about the terrifying realization that they gambled against divine destiny and lost everything. When they laughed at your dreams, they weren't just mocking your ambitions, they were declaring war against heaven itself. And heaven has been keeping score. The abandonment you experienced wasn't random, chosen one, it was surgical. Every person who disappeared from your life when things got difficult was following a script they didn't even know they were reading. The universe needed you alone, not as punishment, but as preparation for what was coming. How did they all seem to coordinate their departures? How did family members, friends, colleagues, and even romantic partners all simultaneously decide you weren't worth their time anymore? That level of synchronization doesn't happen by accident. You were being isolated for the same reason a diamond gets separated from coal, because the pressure and heat required for your transformation would have destroyed anyone standing too close. During those months when your phone stopped ringing, when invitations dried up, when even your own family acted like you had become invisible, something extraordinary was happening in the spiritual realm. Your intuition wasn't just getting stronger, it was being rewired to receive frequencies that most people will never access. While they were busy gossiping about your apparent failures, you were downloading blueprints for success that hadn't been written yet. The loneliness felt unbearable. There were nights when you questioned everything about yourself, wondering if maybe they were right, maybe you were delusional for believing you were meant for something greater. But that doubt, that crushing uncertainty, was actually the labor pains of your rebirth. You weren't losing your mind, you were finding your power. The money situation is where their cruelty reached artistic levels. They didn't just withdraw their support, they actively worked to cut off your financial lifelines. Some of them even had the audacity to steal from you directly, thinking desperation would force you to compromise your principles. That inheritance money that mysteriously disappeared, those family members who suddenly had expensive parties and new cars while claiming they couldn't help you with basic necessities. They weren't just being selfish, they were following an ancient playbook of oppression that says, if you can control someone's resources, you can control their destiny. When heaven is your banker, earthly theft becomes cosmic investment. Every dollar they stole was being recorded in ledgers they can't see, with interest rates that would make Wall Street weep. While they were spending your money on temporary pleasures, the universe was calculating compound returns that would make their theft look like children playing with monopoly money. The legal troubles manifesting in their lives aren't coincidence. Those audit letters showing up in their mailboxes, those insurance companies suddenly cancelling their policies, those government assistance programs mysteriously being discontinued, that's not bad luck. That's cosmic justice coming due with penalties and fees attached. Some of them took out fraudulent loans using fake businesses and false identities, thinking they could game the system forever. They watched you struggle with legitimate financial challenges while they lived off stolen wealth, never realizing they were building their own prison with bars made of karma. The opposition to your rise goes deeper than you initially realized. Chosen one. There's been an entire underground network of people working behind the scenes to monitor your progress and sabotage your opportunities. These aren't the obvious enemies who declared war publicly. These are the covert operators who smile in your face while placing obstacles in your path. Some of them are family members who attend Sunday dinners and birthday parties, pretending to celebrate your success while secretly hoping for your failure. They're the ones who subtly discourage others from working with you, who spread just enough doubt to make potential collaborators hesitate, who ask seemingly innocent questions designed to plant seeds of uncertainty. Others are former colleagues who've positioned themselves as industry gatekeepers, using their connections to quietly blacklist you from certain opportunities. They're the ones who mysteriously forget to invite you to networking events, who somehow overlook your qualifications when opportunities arise, who manage to redirect resources that should have flowed your way. Every act of secret sabotage was actually strengthening your spiritual muscles. Every hidden betrayal was teaching you to rely more completely on divine guidance. Every covert attack was forcing you to develop supernatural discernment that can detect deception from miles away. While they were celebrating what they thought was your downfall, something phenomenal was happening inside you. Your spiritual gifts weren't just surviving the isolation, they were evolving at supernatural speed. The intuition that had always been present was suddenly operating at prophetic levels. You started seeing through people's masks before they even put them on. You could feel the energy of a room before entering it. You began predicting outcomes with accuracy that scared even you. Dreams started carrying messages, coincidences became too frequent to ignore, and guidance started coming from sources you couldn't explain but couldn't deny. This wasn't just personal development, chosen one. This was divine activation. Every attack on your peace was actually triggering deeper levels of spiritual awareness. Every betrayal was teaching you to discern truth from deception. Every financial pressure was forcing you to rely on provision that comes from sources beyond human control. The very people who thought they were breaking you were actually forging you into a spiritual warrior capable of navigating realms they don't even know exist. While they were planning your destruction, you were receiving construction blueprints for a future they couldn't fathom. That career path they all mocked, the one they said was impractical, unrealistic, naive, it's about to become your golden ticket to generational wealth. The gifts they called worthless are being transformed into income streams that would make their traditional jobs look like volunteer work. Whether it's spiritual counseling, creative expression, innovative business ventures, or any combination of your unique talents, the market is suddenly hungry for exactly what you offer. Opportunities are appearing that seem almost too good to be true, except they're not too good. They're exactly what you've been prepared for. The timing isn't accidental either. You're entering this level of success after being thoroughly tested, after proving you can maintain your integrity under pressure, after demonstrating that your character remains intact even when your comfort disappears. Heaven doesn't hand out million-dollar opportunities to people who haven't proven they can handle million-dollar responsibilities. Your work is resonating with people in ways that surprise even you. Clients are saying you changed their lives. Customers are becoming evangelists for your brand. Colleagues are studying your methods. You're not just making money, you're making an impact on a scale that validates every sacrifice you made to get here. The physical consequences of attacking someone under divine protection. While you're glowing with health and vitality, they're starting to experience mysterious ailments that doctors can't quite explain. The stress of watching your success while their own lives crumble is manifesting in their bodies. Some are losing weight rapidly, not from exercise or healthy choices, but from the anxiety of realizing they backed the wrong horse in this cosmic race. Others are developing conditions that require expensive treatments they can no longer afford. There's going to be someone whose health takes a particularly dramatic turn. The same mouth that spoke curses over your future is going to require medical attention that insurance won't cover. The same hands that worked against your progress are going to shake with conditions that money can't cure. The irony is devastating when you understand the full picture. These are people who spent years telling you to get help whenever you mentioned spiritual guidance or divine downloads. They suggested therapy when you talked about prophetic dreams, recommended medication when you described intuitive insights. They weaponized mental health terminology to make you question your spiritual gifts, calling your divine connection delusion and your prophetic abilities psychological instability. Now they're the ones requiring medical intervention that no earthly doctor can provide. The same people who mocked your spiritual practices are discovering that their souls are sick and there's no prescription that can cure spiritual poison. They're learning firsthand that when you attack heaven's anointed, your body becomes the battlefield where divine justice wages war. Some of them are experiencing what can only be described as spiritual AIDS. Their ability to discern truth from lies has been completely compromised. They're making increasingly destructive decisions because their spiritual immune system has been destroyed by years of operating in opposition to divine will. Others are developing physical symptoms that mirror the spiritual damage they've inflicted: blindness for those who refuse to see your calling, deafness for those who wouldn't hear divine warning, and paralysis for those who blocked your progress. The medical bills accumulating from their mysterious conditions are draining whatever resources they managed to steal or scam. The same people who thought attacking your finances would break you are watching their own financial foundation crumble under the weight of healthcare costs for illnesses that seem designed to bankrupt them specifically. This isn't about celebrating anyone's suffering, chosen one. This is about understanding that universal law operates with mathematical precision. When you put negative energy into the universe, especially towards someone who's been marked for greatness, that energy has to go somewhere, and it usually returns to sender with exponential force. As your success reaches undeniable levels, a cascade of revelations begins that exposes the full scope of the conspiracy against you. People who were part of the coordinated effort to limit your progress start coming forward with confessions, either from guilt or from fear of being associated with the losing side. The scope of the organized opposition to your success is staggering when it's finally revealed in full. Text message chains are exposed, showing detailed discussions about strategies to undermine your confidence. Email threads surface revealing coordinated efforts to spread doubt about your character among potential collaborators. Some of these revelations come from unexpected sources, former enemies who've experienced their own spiritual awakenings and realized they were fighting against divine will. Others come from people who were unwilling participants in the conspiracy, pressured into cooperation but never fully committed to the cause. The timeline that emerges from these revelations shows that the campaign against you began much earlier than you realized, possibly before you were even consciously aware of your calling. There's evidence of conversations about the problem you might become, dating back years before you took any concrete steps toward your destiny. The sophistication of their opposition reveals just how significant your potential impact is. People don't organize elaborate campaigns against individuals they consider irrelevant. The level of resources, time, and coordination they've invested in limiting your progress is actually evidence of your power, proof that they recognized your threat to their systems before you fully understood it yourself. Let's talk numbers, chosen one, because the financial transformation happening in your life is about to reach levels that will make your enemies question everything they thought they knew about money, success, and divine favor. We're not talking about modest improvements or gradual increases. We're talking about quantum leaps in income, wealth multiplication that defies conventional wisdom, investment returns that seem almost magical in their consistency and scale. Your bank account is about to become evidence of heaven's bookkeeping system. The multiple income streams flowing toward you aren't just coincidental, they're strategically orchestrated to create financial security that can't be threatened by economic downturns, market crashes, or human interference. When heaven builds your wealth, it comes with protection protocols that earthly thieves can't penetrate. That millionaire status isn't just a financial milestone, it's a spiritual landmark that represents your graduation from one level of existence to another. Every dollar represents a divine vote of confidence, cosmic confirmation that you've proven worthy of resources that match your purpose. Now I want to take a moment to tell you about a few individuals that shouldn't exist. A trained occultist who escaped from a satanic coven, a former Black Ops drone pilot who flew swarms with his mind, a multi-millionaire psychic CFO who predicted market shifts before they happened. What do these remarkable individuals have in common? You'll find them all in the Obsidian Inner Order, where they share their forbidden knowledge on our private Discord server. My chosen soul has drunk deep from the well of knowledge aeon after aeon. In this incarnation, these extraordinary individuals became my allies in the Obsidian Inner Order. They recognized the call, they stepped forward, they connected with others who understand their unique gifts and burdens. What is stopping you from manifesting the same? The synchronicities that brought them here weren't accidents. Neither is your discovery of this message. When souls of this caliber gather, the Archons take notice. They fear our collective power. They know what happens when the truly awakened find each other. Join our weekly calls. Hear their stories firsthand. Share your own journey with those who won't dismiss or doubt you. The knowledge exchanged in our private channels cannot be found anywhere else on this plane. Click the link in the description below now. The extraordinary souls await your arrival. The question isn't whether you belong among them. The question is, how much longer will you wait to claim your place? The money flowing into your life isn't just coming through traditional channels, it's materializing through opportunities that seem designed specifically for your unique combination of gifts, experiences, and calling. Contracts are appearing for work that perfectly matches your skills. Investment opportunities are presenting themselves at exactly the right moments. Passive income streams are developing from projects you completed months or years ago. The pricing structure for your services has shifted into a realm that defies normal market logic. People are paying premium rates not just for your expertise, but for access to your energy, your perspective, your presence. They're investing in transformation that can't be replicated by anyone else because it comes from a source beyond human knowledge or technique. Real estate opportunities are opening up that seem almost too good to be true, except they're not too good. They're exactly aligned with divine timing. Properties that should be out of your price range are becoming available through connections you couldn't have manufactured. Locations that seemed impossible to access are suddenly within reach through circumstances that can only be described as miraculous. Your investments are performing with supernatural consistency, generating returns that make financial advisors question their understanding of market mechanics. Stocks you purchase based on spiritual guidance outperform technical analysis. Business ventures you launch with prayer and faith multiply faster than projects backed by extensive research and planning. The beautiful irony is that achieving this level of wealth requires becoming the kind of person who doesn't need it for validation. Your worth isn't measured by your net worth, but your net worth is increasing because you've learned to measure your worth correctly. The detachment from material desperation has created space for material abundance to flow naturally into your life. Meanwhile, your enemies are watching this financial explosion with a mixture of disbelief and rage that's eating them alive from the inside. They're calculating how long it took them to accumulate their stolen wealth versus how quickly you're legitimately surpassing their fraudulent gains. The comparison is driving them to distraction because there's no logical explanation for your rapid ascension except divine intervention. Now watch this cosmic plot twist unfold. Everything they built using dishonest means is about to become fuel for your legitimate empire. The connections they made through deception are opening doors for your authentic work. The money they spend trying to look successful is creating market demand for the real value you provide. Their fake it till you make it lifestyle is collapsing just as your genuine success is taking off. The artificial wealth they flaunted is evaporating while your earned abundance is solidifying. The temporary highs they experience from stolen resources are giving way to permanent lows, while your sustainable prosperity reaches new heights. Those expensive cars they bought with fraudulent money, repossessed. Those designer clothes purchased with stolen funds, meaningless when you can't afford rent. Those lavish parties thrown with your inheritance, just expensive memories that highlight how far they've fallen. Meanwhile, every investment you make pays dividends, every project you touch turns profitable, every relationship you build opens new opportunities. This isn't luck, this is what happens when universal forces align behind someone who's been chosen for an extraordinary purpose. Watch what happens when their carefully constructed web of deception starts unraveling. The same secrecy they used as a weapon is becoming their greatest vulnerability. Hidden alliances are being exposed, secret communications are being revealed, covert operations are being brought into the light. Their health is deteriorating, not just from the stress of watching your success, but from the spiritual poison of living in constant deception. Their relationships are crumbling as the foundation of lies beneath their connections becomes unstable. Their finances are suffering because maintaining fake personas and elaborate schemes is expensive, especially when those schemes aren't producing the results they expected. The most devastating realization for them is discovering that all their careful plotting has been ultimately futile. Despite years of coordinated effort, despite sophisticated strategies, despite having multiple people working in concert against you, they haven't been able to derail your destiny. If anything, their opposition has accelerated your growth and multiplied your blessings. But the collapse is happening in stages, each more dramatic than the last. First, their financial schemes start backfiring as fraudulent loan applications trigger federal investigations. PPP loans taken under false pretenses are being clawed back with penalties that exceed the original amounts. PPP loans taken under false pretenses are being clawed back with penalties that exceed the original amounts. Next, their social networks begin imploding as the truth about their coordinated campaign becomes public knowledge. Friends who were manipulated into participating are angry about being used. Family members who were fed lies about your character are demanding explanations. Professional colleagues who were influenced by their propaganda are distancing themselves to protect their own reputations. The psychological toll of maintaining such elaborate deception for so long is manifesting in ways they never anticipated. Some are developing paranoia, constantly looking over their shoulders, wondering who might expose them next. Others are experiencing memory problems as the stress of keeping track of multiple lies overwhelms their cognitive capacity. What they thought was a coordinated campaign against you is revealed to be a house of cards built on lies, maintained by fear, and destined for spectacular collapse. Every scheme they launched to destroy your foundation has instead undermined their own stability. Every trap they set for your downfall has become a pit for their own destruction. The moment of ultimate reckoning is approaching, chosen one, when your enemies will be forced to acknowledge the magnitude of their miscalculation. Some will attempt reconciliation, others will increase their attacks out of desperation, but all will be confronted with the undeniable reality that they chose the wrong side in a spiritual war. There's going to be a particularly intense encounter, possibly with that woman who orchestrated much of your betrayal, where the full weight of their choices becomes clear. The tears won't be from genuine remorse, but from the devastating realization of opportunities lost, bridges burned, and doors closed forever. Some of them will experience what can only be described as spiritual death while still physically alive. The light will leave their eyes as they comprehend that their season of relevance in your story has permanently ended. They'll continue existing, but they'll never again experience the type of access to your energy that they once took for granted. The confrontations won't all be dramatic face-to-face encounters, chosen one. Some will happen through intermediaries, mutual friends or family members who've been recruited as messengers, carrying carefully crafted apologies and explanations that reveal more desperation than genuine remorse. They'll claim they were misunderstood, that their actions were taken out of context, that their intentions were never malicious. Others will attempt to rewrite history through social media posts and public statements, painting themselves as victims of circumstances beyond their control or as heroes who were trying to protect you from yourself. They'll create alternate narratives that position their betrayal as tough love, their theft as temporary borrowing, their sabotage as misguided concern. The most manipulative among them will try to use shared history and emotional leverage to guilt you into forgiveness that hasn't been earned through genuine repentance or restitution. They'll remind you of good times that existed before their betrayal, of love that was once shared, of promises that were made in better seasons. They'll attempt to weaponize your own spiritual growth against you, suggesting that your newfound success should make you more forgiving, not less accessible. But you'll see through every strategy, chosen one, because your spiritual discernment has been sharpened to levels that make deception impossible to hide. Their words will reveal their true motivations even when they're trying to conceal them. Their energy will betray their authentic intentions even when their speech is carefully rehearsed. Some will offer to make amends through financial restitution, suddenly discovering the ability to repay money they claimed was permanently lost. Others will promise future loyalty that their past actions have proven they're incapable of maintaining. A few will even offer to work for you, hoping that proximity to your success might provide them with opportunities to benefit from your elevation. The responses you give in these moments of confrontation will become legendary among those who witness them. Your combination of wisdom and firmness, compassion and boundaries will demonstrate levels of emotional intelligence and spiritual maturity that further validate your divine calling. People will study your handling of these situations as masterclasses in how to respond when former enemies come seeking reconciliation they haven't earned. The crescendo of your journey arrives when divine recognition becomes undeniable to every person who witnessed your struggle. This isn't just about personal satisfaction. This is about cosmic vindication that reshapes how everyone around you understands spiritual law. Your success becomes supernatural evidence that attacking chosen ones carries consequences, that betraying divine purpose triggers universal response, that heaven truly does keep records and settle scores. Every person who participated in your persecution receives a front row seat to watch divine justice unfold. The crown that's being placed on your head isn't just metaphorical, it's visible to anyone with spiritual eyes. Your authority becomes unmistakable, your anointing becomes undeniable, your position becomes unshakable. People who once treated you as common suddenly recognize they're in the presence of royalty. This revelation doesn't make you arrogant, it makes you responsible. The power you now wield comes with obligations to use it wisely, to steward it properly, to remember that your elevation serves purposes beyond personal gratification. Every chosen one who comes after you will find the path slightly easier because you walked it first. Every person who faces betrayal will remember your story and find courage to continue. Every dreamer who gets laughed at will know that laughter doesn't have the final word in the cosmic conversation about destiny and purpose. The revolution you've sparked extends far beyond personal vindication. It's rewriting the rules about what's possible when someone refuses to accept limitations that others consider fixed. Your success has become living proof that divine calling can overcome any human opposition, that spiritual gifts can generate earthly prosperity, that faith can move mountains that seem immovable. The echo of your triumph will reverberate through eternity, not because you were perfect, but because you were persistent. Not because you never fell, but because you always got back up with greater wisdom and stronger resolve. Not because you avoided the valley of the shadow of death, but because you walked through it with unshakable faith that resurrection was waiting on the other side. They all laughed at you with voices that seemed so loud, so confident, so final. Now your success is having the last laugh, and that laughter born from pain, forged in fire and crowned with glory, will echo through generations as proof that heaven's choices are always perfect, even when they don't look like it at first. The revolution has begun, chosen one. The laughter has been transformed, the victory has been secured. Welcome to your reign, a kingdom that was always yours, built on foundations they could never shake, populated by subjects they could never become, governed by principles they could never understand. Your time has come. Your enemies have fallen. Your destiny has arrived, and the whole universe is laughing with you now.